Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope everybody's staying safe out there, and I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Archaeoastronomy and Landscape Archaeology in Northeast America. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and we're going to look today at a site along the Hudson River known as the Kingston Megaliths. And we are going to begin by looking at the location here on the banks of the Hudson River, right by the mouth of the Rondout Creek, where it empties by Kingston, New York. And last videos, we spoke about the North Shawangunk Dolmen down here, and the Piccamoose Perch Rock up here in the Catskills, and how they had a solstice sunrise-sunset alignment. Today, we're going to look at the Kingston Megaliths and see what those are all about. For a moment, speak about what my methodology is and how I approach my research. I use a GIS approach, basically plotting the locations of the different sites, their different features, and then I can sort and look for different patterns of concentration and distribution of those features on the landscape. I can plot their locations and again look for patterns. So the Kingston Megaliths are located above the mouth of the Rondout Creek, where it empties into the Hudson River. And it is an area along the ridgetop that there have been significant Native American discoveries made, including a lithic industrial reduction site. A couple of burials were discovered up there, and a habitation zone as well. And these three large limestone uprights seem very much deliberately placed and seem to display some balance, form, and symmetry. There's also a smaller stone that is oriented between the larger ones that seems to track the directions and the movements of the sun. So as I mentioned, its location above the Rondout at the Hudson River is very significant. The ridge along the west side of the Hudson, all the way from Bear Mountain north, about 40 miles, has archaeological locations. Down near Newburgh, you have the Turtle Rock Ridge effigy site. Just south of this site in Kingston, in Esopus, you have the Shoppanek Ridge site, which is also a Native American habitation zone. And then, of course, this site here in the Catskills, which, on the shores of the Hudson, where Kingston is located, and this has been shown to have been continuously inhabited by indigenous people for over 10,000 years. So it's a very significant location. At that location, we find these three large limestone uprights oriented in this fashion. We have an east stone, a west stone, and a south stone, and between them a shorter pointer stone. We'll look at each one of them. This is the east stone viewed from the west stone as viewed from the north. And this is the back of the south stone as viewed from the south. And the reason we took the back side is because the other side was covered with vegetation and just wasn't a good shot. So this is the better aspect. Here's all three of them in their situation from another angle. They stand about 6 feet tall, each one of them. The pointer stone in the middle of them stands about 1.5 meters tall. What's interesting is when you line this up with the north or the west stone, or the northwest stone, I should say, it's very close to a winter solstice, sunrise, summer solstice, sunset orientation, a little over 300 degrees. So this would be a summer solstice sunset. Viewing from within the three stones to the east, directly due east across the Hudson, which you can see there, is a notch in the hill, which I haven't been to, but on the equinox, vernal, and autumnal, we would expect to see the sunrise right in that notch and shine over onto these megaliths and light them up. I have not been there to witness that, but I intend to be at some point in the future. Here's the diagram I did of the orientation, the layout, the configuration of the stones there. Interestingly, I shared this with William Kelly, who's the New York State geologist up at the New York State Museum. His opinion was that there was nothing here that could not have been created by nature, by geologic forces, which may be true, but it also doesn't preclude that it may have also been set up and arranged by humans. So if you're interested in this type of stuff, definitely visit the NERA website. They have conferences in the spring and fall that fall along this line of interest. Overlook Mountain website, where we do a lot of research on local archaeoastronomy and landscape archaeology. And I will be posting this at the Archaeoastronomy and Landscape Archaeology in Northeast America group page on Facebook. And my publisher would be upset if I didn't mention my book, which features most of the research that you see in these videos. I'm going to stop sharing now and thank everybody for joining us for this edition, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Thanks very much.